Oi, Southgar, what is going on?
Hello, I'm Mick, and today I'm at Eden Camp Modern History Museum with Michael Luke, who's the director of Tees Valley International Film Festival, and Summer O'Brien, who works here at Eden Camp and is presenting on a film that we're making at the moment, which is the reason that we're at Eden Camp today. So firstly, Michael, I'm going to introduce you. If you want to tell us a little bit about why we're making the film that we're making, and tell the folks at home what it's about.
Well, I think there are several reasons why we're making the film we're making. Initially, it came about through a meeting at the Tees Valley International Film Festival, the greatest celebration of creative media the world has ever known. Mick and I met there. Mick having submitted a film about the York D-Day veterans, which did very well, was received greatly at the festival, and went on to win an honourable mention in the Best Documentary category. We stayed in touch. We met up a few times, and Mick told me about an idea he had for his next project, which is the one we're talking about today. And it's about the 1914 bombardment by the German Navy of Hartlepool, Whitby and Scarborough. Obviously, Hartlepool is very much in the catchment area of the festival, and Whitby and Scarborough very close to it, and a place that North Yorkshire, Teesside, Darlington, everybody's been to and enjoyed, you know, a bank holiday, a summer there, whatever it may be. So that local interest, that kind of passion for each of the three towns that were you know, kind of, well, flattened in some respects on that particular day in 1914, is a very important story to tell. Not just, you know, in terms of the region, but on a national scale as well. I think it's fair to say, 110th anniversary of the beginning of the First World War coming up. We wanted to support that. We wanted to bring that story back into the public consciousness. We wanted to embrace the kind of spirit of collaboration, because that's something we very much want to encourage and expand upon. So to work with Heugh Battery in Hartlepool, to work with Eden Camp down in Malton, to work with Forge Photos and Mick and George, as well as Summer, who's done a great job presenting and is very passionate and obviously works here at Eden Camp as well. And for it all to have kind of, the genesis of it to be at the festival was something that we really want to celebrate and encourage, and hopefully would go on to inspire others to make films, to ask for the festival's help, to tell stories of their own, whether it be fictional or whether it be factual, and we can bring them to the big screen at the Tees Valley International Film Festival, the greatest celebration of creative media the world has ever known.
Absolutely, it is. And Michael mentions there that Summer is our presenter for this film. The film is called The Baby Killers. There is a reason behind the title. You need to come and watch the film and then learn the historic importance of why it's called The Baby Killers. I'm going to introduce Summer, who will tell us what she does at Eden Camp and what it means to her to be presenting this film at such a prestigious film festival.
Hi, my name's Summer O'Brien and I am the Collections and Engagement Manager here at Eden Camp and Head Archivist. So I tend to look after all the old things, as most people would say, but I just feel incredibly lucky and honoured to be able to present such a fantastic documentary. It really gets out the educational perspective of what the bombardment was. It means a lot to me as a person, you know, researching these types of things as well, and meeting some incredible people like Michael, like, you know, people who are involved with the documentary itself. And I really, first time presenting as well, so it's a big. It's interesting for me every time that we're filming. It's something new that we're doing, and I've been really enjoying it. And especially, you know, with Tees Valley International Film Festival as well, I think that's just really opened my eyes and just to think, wow, what an opportunity. And we're incredibly lucky to be involved in this partnership as well with TVIFF as well. So I've met some really lovely people, and it's made my year.
And of course, Tees Valley have supported you as well in terms of giving you some training.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about
the
that.
Lovely Charlotte. Oh, she's lovely. So Charlotte's really boosted my confidence 100%. She gave me some really useful tips, and I think I'll definitely carry on using them when required. So it was really nice to be able to go and have a look where, you know, the film festival is and meet Michael and obviously Charlotte as well. So that was a fantastic day out. I really enjoyed that.
Fabulous. And as filmmakers, myself and George, we do travel around to different film festivals. But we found that Tees Valley really gives us everything that we want. But and part of that is what they give to other filmmakers and up and coming filmmakers. They just inspire people, they help people, and it's so important to for youngsters that want to get into this very difficult industry to receive the help that you give them. Do you want to talk a little bit about, I mean, something that I think is very special is the scholarship that you do. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Michael?
Yeah, certainly. Well, a bit of background first. I mean, there's a lot of people doing a lot of great things in film and TV, but where we're from, Teesside and Darlington, I think it's fair to say that film, creative media, if not the arts in general, is underrepresented. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on, a lot of film collectives, a lot of great individuals. The educational institutions have all got great film and TV departments, but beyond that, there isn't really anything else. And I think as a region, as with most regions, we're rich in history and unique in character, and all of this adds to the ability or the desire for people to want to tell stories, and whether they be factual or fictional. And we want to celebrate that. We want to encourage it. We want to reward it as well. And we want to give people who want to get involved with the craft of filmmaking at any level, whether it be as a filmmaker, a director, a writer, an actor. We want to give them an outlet for them to show their work and for other people to see it, hopefully on a grand scale. So in setting up the film festival, we thought, well, what are we going to do? We don't just want to follow the standard form. We've got to listen to our people in our region, and we've got to scratch that itch, as it were. So there's a huge focus on learning and development and inspiration, and giving people the desire and the means and the support to give it a go, whether it be a hobby or whether it be a career, whether you've never done it before or whether you're taking steps towards becoming professional. We want the festival to be both a friend and a servant to people who want to get involved in creativity at any level, at any aspect of the craft of filmmaking. A number of things we do with that. There's one of the categories for submitting films is a smartphone category for people who have the desire to make the film but perhaps not the means to do so. All they need is a phone, an editing app, a good idea, and maybe a couple of pals, and they can have their film seen on a big cinema screen in a wonderful centre. Our venue is Ark in Stockton, which is an absolutely brilliant venue. We're very, very lucky to have it, and we have all of the festival events under one roof, because it's not just the cinema screenings. We have events, we have seminars with industry professionals who come down and follow that thread of learning and development and inspiration and entertainment in telling their stories about how they came from the streets of Teesside and the wider North East and went on to do great things in the creative industry. For example, some of the guests we've had recently are Robson Green, Tim Healy, Mark Benton, Liz Carling, and loads of other major celebrities coming to the festival this year again, which hopefully really inspires people that they can sit in an audience and listen to, how they came from an area or a background without privilege, without drama school, without London and nepotism and all of the other things that the kind of industry is notorious for paving the way for people to do great things. And be inspired by that and think, well, if they did it, I can do it too. Or he's from my estate. She's from the same street as me. Maybe I can do it. And the festival can support that, and they can meet other people, and collaborations can grow, just like we've done with this film. So, I'm really pleased that everything we've done with this film, and we'll continue to do, because it'll go beyond the festival. We were talking earlier on, we're going to arrange other screenings. We're going to have something really special for the anniversary of the bombardment itself in December, and get the word out there and bring the story back into consciousness. And again, just celebrate something which came from people who met through passion and ambition and talent and hard work and a shared ethos, and created something much, much bigger than the sum of its parts. But to answer your question,
The scholarship.
the scholarship, again, just falls in line with what we're doing. There are some great institutions doing great stuff for funding. The BFI, Film Up North, North East Screen, all provide. The Arts Council provide funding for creatives, which is excellent. But again, we've got to think in terms of our area, and there isn't really a platform or a voice for emerging filmmakers or people at the grassroots or people who've got all these ideas and maybe they just haven't got the confidence to do that, or they certainly don't have the money because it's an expensive gig no matter what level you're at. So what we came up with was the scholarship, and we run it as a competition, so there's not a complicated application process. All you've got to do is submit a script for a short film, a pitch deck, so just like a synopsis, like a brochure of the project itself, and then a breakdown of how you'd spend the £3,000 that the winner gets. Now, again, to make it a special experience for the filmmaker or the filmmaking team who wins, as well as to create as much exposure and put as many eyes on the film as possible, we drafted in the services of a famous actor to work on it. In the first year, it was Bill Fellows from Coronation Street and Ted Lasso. This year, we've just wrapped on a film which will be premiered at this year's festival in November. Mark Benton starred in that one. And next year, which we're welcoming applications for at the moment, it will be Stephen Tompkinson. And again, this is the viewership that will generate is monumental. So for someone who's never even done it before, it doesn't matter whether you've got experience, whether you haven't, whether you need support, whether you need kit, we'll provide all of it. We'll get a great film made. It just comes down to who's got the best project, who's the most investable, who's deserves that break, and we factor all of these things in, as well as the quality of the script and the ideas and so on. So we encourage applications from everybody for that. And all we do, when it gets to the closing date, which I think is the 26th of October, we then invite 4 finalists to the festival to take part in just an interview, just a chat really. Why should we make yours? Tell us a bit more about it, gives a bit more detail. And then on the final night of the festival, the closing ceremony, where we also present the awards for the categories Best Drama, Best Comedy, the smartphone film, for example. We present the awards for those. We will announce the winner of the scholarship as well. So they get an award, they get to share the stage with our celebrity guests, which this year is Stephen Tompkinson and Mark Benton. And we then give them the money, and we find out what support do you need, how can we better serve you, get all the support that they want without any interference. Go and make the film that you want to make. Let us know if you need anything, and then we'll see you in a year. Your film better be good. and that's that. So it just gets stuff done, because there's a lot of talk and not enough action. So this is what it is. It's just about getting stuff done and giving people a chance and an opportunity that they wouldn't normally have.
Well, certainly I can endorse that the Saturday night, the awards night, is well worth the visit. Certainly I took my wife along and my family last year, and of course my wife got to meet Robson Green, which has been a hero. So it is a lovely evening and a lovely experience for filmmakers, or indeed if you're just interested in film, for you to get along and see. Now, of course, The Baby Killers, the film that we're here making today at Eden Camp. This is our last shoot of around about 7 that we've done so far to make this documentary. That's going to be not only our premiere at Tees Valley International Film Festival, but also the opening film for Tees Valley International Film Festival, which we feel very privileged to have been asked to do. And after that film will be a Q&A, which not only will be about filmmaking. You're welcome to ask me about filmmaking or my son George, but also about the bombardment. And Summer, you do these things quite regularly, yeah. and she's going to be itching to go in a minute because she's actually giving a presentation very shortly here at Eden Camp about the bombardment. So tell us a little bit about how you learnt about the bombardment.
Well, it was really, when I was at university, it was more of the fact of I wanted to do something a bit local. So when I was at York St John University, I was heading towards my 3rd year, and I was thinking, what can I write about that no one else really knows about? And that was the Scarborough bombardment at the time. And now, as I'm still learning things day to day, things still appear. Obviously now it being the 110th year, it's people are starting to come out of the cracks and say, well, we heard this happen, and that's amazing. As a social historian, that's the cherry on top of the cake for me, because that adds to my story and why I want to relay the educational side of it, is to educate people and encourage young people to become historians. And this is given that door to educate people, and I feel incredibly lucky to be able to be part of that. And essentially, it is, again, why I do these presentations and things like that. It's to just get the name out there, especially not many people know about it, and that's why I do what I do. And like I said, I will forever cherish this.
Yeah,
So
no,
thank you.
that's lovely. That's lovely. I'm going to let Michael have the last word. He needs to tell you what's coming up at Tees Valley International Film Festival in November, and he needs to tell you how you can get to see this film.
Well, this answer could be even longer than the previous one, so careful what you wish for. We've got a great event this year, some wonderful guests, and there's kind of, I think, three main aspects to the festival in terms of what we do. So for the year preceding the festival, we welcome submissions from filmmakers for primarily short films, as per genre, comedy, drama, horror, first time, student, and several others. We then pick a selection of the best films and we screen those over the course of the 4 days of the festival. We then pick a short list of nominations for each category, and the winner is announced, as I said before, on the Saturday night. We also hold what we call gala screenings, where we will, of which the Baby Killers is one of. So we have a standalone screening of a film which generally will pertain to the area. And we screen the film, and we have people involved with the film come down, whether it be the actors, writers, directors, producers, and they'll talk about their experience, tell us more about it, tell us more about the story behind it, the challenges they faced in bringing it to the screen, the kind of experiences, both technical and creative, that went along with the entire process. And the audience get a chance to ask questions as well. So again, it aligns with that spirit of learning and development, inspiration as well, but just adds to the experience of enjoying the film, how it came about, and how perhaps people in the audience could go and do the same if they wanted to. We also have evening with events as well. So these are a key part of the festival, as I mentioned before, about people from the creative industry coming back to the Northeast to tell their story about their journey from the streets of Teesside to the heights of British film and TV. So we have Sean Dooley coming down, who's a gentleman from an actor from Barnsley, many of you will know, and he's going to talk about his journey as well. He's going to be interviewed by his friend Ben Crompton, who was in Game of Thrones. On the Thursday night, we have an evening with Frank Rodham, who created MasterChef. He created Auf Wiedersehen, Pet. He directed Quadrophenia. And he's from Norton in Stockton originally, so he's going to come back and tell his story and talk to the audience members as well to answer any questions they have about the films and the programmes that they've loved, or about any advisory stuff they can get so they can perhaps follow a similar path. On the Saturday night, as I said, we've got Stephen Tompkinson and Mark Benton following that same part. They'll be the main body of the headline event as the closing ceremony, which includes the announcement of the awards, but also the final of the Tees Valley's Got Talent monologue contest. So we showcase local acting talent over the first 3 days of the festival. People can come along, actors, and perform a monologue of their choosing, which there's only 2 rules. It can't exceed 2 minutes, and no Shakespeare, because he's really boring. We then pick 4 finalists on the Friday night, and they're invited back, so the crowd get to enjoy those as well. And again, another award winner is announced. We do have another evening with event yet to announce, which we're going to be doing this month. It's very exciting, and that'll be on the Friday night. So follow us on social media, keep in touch with the festival to find out what that is, because it's very exciting as well, and that will sell out quickly. So there's a lot more to enjoy, a lot more to find out about. And again, other things going on where you can just come down to Ark in Stockton and meet other people, talk to us. The vast majority of the screenings are free of charge. The same for the Baby Killers. It's about letting people engage with an arts centre, with a theatre, with other people, with other creatives, to think, I wouldn't mind giving that a go, and realising that you don't have to be from privilege. It's not stuffy. It's for everybody. It's a festival for the people. You know, we want to entertain, but we want to inspire a new generation of creatives of all aspects of the craft of filmmaking within the region, so that we can build on it and really make the Tees Valley a centre for independent film and creative media as well, which is our longer term goal. So there's loads of stuff going on, and we really hope people come down and enjoy the festival as it continues to grow.
Fantastic. Well, for sure, myself and George will be there for as many days as we can, and we'll certainly be at all the key events as well. So we're certainly looking forward to it, and we look forward to meeting everybody that comes down that wants to talk to us, that chooses to talk to us. Thank you, Michael. That's
Thank you.
great. Yeah, cheers.